Hello everyone, welcome back to A City Planner Plays City Builders. We are playing City Skylines and building the city of Bluffside Crossing. And today, what I think we're going to focus on is building a ring freeway around the city to provide access to some of the areas that we don't have very good access to. So that would be the top of this bluff right here, the airport, this peninsula, and the other side of the river from where we started our build. But before we get into that, I want to show you something I worked on after the last episode. I noticed that some of our city vitals weren't in a good place. Specifically, our sewage treatment was in the yellow. So I thought I'll take care of this off camera. And what ended up happening was as I went to upgrade some of these utilities, I flooded this entire area out. And so I had to put in this flood wall, and it was kind of an interesting process, and I apologize that I didn't get it on video, but it was something I had to do to remedy this. And unfortunately, after the last video, I didn't save right away like I normally do, so this is just here. So anyway, here it is. Everything's working well there. We probably need some more garbage processing soon, but I think that right now we're going to focus on this highway. If we have a chance to build anything, I'll do that, but I'm thinking the highway will probably take up most of our time. So to start out, I'm going to use pre-built assets and try to find the perfect interchange for us. And what I think might work best is something very similar to what we used last episode and kind of mirror this asset throughout the community. So I'm going to put one here. Oh, I'm going to pause first because this is going to totally break our highway. And then I'm going to do ground level everywhere else. And I know this might seem like a weird location, but I'm going to loop this back around. Then I will have another access over here. We will put another one over here, and that's by the airport. We'll provide another access over here. And then let's look at our grades. We'll make our final connection right here. So, all right, we've got some work to do. So let's make all of our connections and get going. So the reason why I placed so much of this infrastructure at the edge of the map is I just want to open up as much land for development as possible. And I know that in if I were to put that in the middle of the map, I'm really precluding that option. So no reason to, it might make the trip a little bit longer. But from my standpoint, I'd rather have all of this land be developable and give myself the opportunity to do more in the future if I want to. So that's what we're going to do. So let's find the best way to connect over here. I'm going to kind of follow the bluff. And we'll go straight. And then I'll do the exact same thing over here. I'll follow that road and I'll reverse the direction later. I generally find this to be easier if you're trying to make some smooth connections and create a consistent look. To go the same way you went initially. It can still be a little tough though. And I suppose I could have, maybe this is a better idea. I might just start over. And I believe I have, I have the mirroring tool, so maybe that's the right approach. So why don't we take a step back from what we were doing. We're going to be doing lots of road building, so no reason not to do this. So we'll use the parallel road tool. Okay, we'll need to increase that space a little bit. So let's say 26. $28 maybe? And maybe 32. Always a little bit of, yeah, that looks good. All right. Always a little bit of guesswork here. Let's get this out of the way so we can actually see what's going on. And let's get a straight segment going here. Oh, that is not right. Okay, and I was thinking, wow, that looks really good. And it will at the end. Oh, that's neat. You can actually crisscross it. I didn't realize you could do that. All right, so let's get our road directions correct. And do a couple quick fixes where needed. All right, so go through, fix this. Another weird patch, so we will take care of that. Couple of patches here and we should be good. Okay, so we're going the right direction there. Got a little bit of an issue here again. I don't love that just happens to be on a bridge for no apparent reason. That's money we don't want to spend if we don't have to. All right, so we have our first link. There are some bridges. I guess we'll just deal with those. I probably should have followed the bluff a little bit more, and I think I will try to be a little more cognizant of that because this is going to be an expensive stretch. Because we're going to have to go down. Unless, maybe we'll come down here. Try to use the geography that we have. To work with, and oh, that's going to work really well. Okay, so we will head down this way. Let's try to find the shortest place in the river that we can cross. Perfect. Now that I'm thinking about this, we probably want to provide another access here. So I might just look to have this. So we can provide another access to our harbor in the future. And then we're going to try to shimmy our way up here. And this is going to be a little bit of a struggle to not bridge this whole thing. I want to avoid it if at all possible. All right. And then we will bring this back around and connect up. I don't know why my road guidelines aren't showing up, but they are not. That looks pretty close. So then let's finish up and fix. So I think what I'm going to do is just eliminate these and might need to do a little bit of move it here to fix these slopes so that I can actually connect to them without throwing anarchy on. Still might need to have a bit of anarchy, unfortunately. Part of that just might be the heights. Right now it's pretty steep. But let's just take care of it. Okay. So let's clean this up, get the directionality correct. Oh. Maybe after we finish our connections. We have some bridging here, but it's certainly not as extreme as it could have been. So, I mean, this is one of the things that's really important. Understand your terrain and don't work against the geography that you're building on. You'll just have a lot better outcome. Now, this is really interesting to me. I think for the time being, I'm going to make this pretty simple and just have a highway. And I think I'm going to try to mirror the terrain. In the future, this could very well become an arterial. So I want to be cognizant of that and think about how that will impact where I'm actually placing everything. So this might be kind of an ugly connection, but that's okay. Okay. Now I think I'm going to beef up because, I do want to the best I can, mirror the lanes so we don't have any crazy stuff going on. And maybe some point in the future, let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in me using Lane Painter to kind of clean things up. Because there are some kind of messy lane situations that we are creating with these highways, and I could certainly use the Lane Painter to fix some of that. Let me know if you have any interest in that, or if that's something that you'd like me to take care of offline. Bummer. It's creating bridges, so I might just go back through and redraw some of these. Try to at least minimize the number of bridges that we have. It's just not very realistic to expect that there would be bridges built all up and down this highway. The cost of that would be far too great, and they would abandon the route altogether before contemplating something like that. So let's try to keep this as real as possible. Actually, let's move this up rather than down to smooth it out. All right, very good. Back to our lanes. Taking a look at where we are. Wow, that is ugly. We will fix that. Ooh, Hate when that happens. Yeah, with Move It, if you drag your screen while you are moving something, it will actually just shift that around. So you have to be very careful about hitting escape. And sometimes I forget to do that, as you can tell. I might cheat here a little bit. I'll lower them both down, get them to be flat, and then connect both of them right back up. Let's reverse. We're going to run into this problem repeatedly, unfortunately, in this area, so I might as well just take care of all of it at once. And hopefully this is one of the only areas like this where we have all of these issues. I would suspect that we might have a few more, but this is certainly a lot easier than terraforming everything. Whoops. Which would be our other option. We could terraform this whole area. That's a very expensive option, but it's certainly something we could do. All right, so I think that this looks much better now. Let's take a look. Yeah, and I might do some terraforming to clean up some of these gaps in the future, but for the time being, I'm pretty pleased. Let's finish our directionality. Get this on point. Now we're going to want to have some sort of connection to the airport. We already have 2 lanes of directionality, so what I think might be interesting would be to actually create a road that mirrors the direction of the highway. And then kind of come off from there with let me get anarchy off. And then come from there with a connection using the local road network. So kind of repurpose these roads that we have here. We need to do something similar over here. I think I want to parallel these if at all possible. So what I'm going to do actually, better yet, let's parallel the airport. So we're going to do a couple weird things here that I will fix. So I'm going to basically come around here. Create a loop in. So here we're looping in. Let's have a nice smooth angle there. Now I'm going to drop this road down because I think it would be quite jarring to have the planes going overhead like that. So that might improve it some. Then we've got to make one more connection right here. eliminate that road and come back around. Okay. Now let's get the trees on all these roads. Okay, very good. Now I'd add these to the airport road too, but I'm afraid of potentially creating some issues there. Don't want to do that, so whoops. So going to avoid that. Work on the lanes a little bit. All right. So now we have our airport connection there. We need our connection here. We'll just get rid of these highway stubs. And when in doubt, anarchy. Change the direction. Look at the lanes. We actually look good, I think. Maybe here. Yeah, we don't want people taking U-turns. Clean it up just a little bit. Okay. I am pleased with that. So now back to our highway. Some of the final stretches here. So we're going to need to take this and loop down here. And I might actually start on this other end. Just to make it a little easier on ourselves. Okay. Ooh. We have some crazy stuff happening here. So I might need to do a little bit of work myself on getting this right. So let's do that work right now. Really would strongly prefer that we don't have a tunnel. Oh! Just need another angle to look at this. That is not going to work. Okay, that is much better. Back to mirroring. I think we'll go straight on here for a little ways. And then, apparently my Google Home heard that and thought it was something worth talking about. Okay, and now we can turn off mirroring because I think we're good. Okay, our connection's there. We've got our connection here. Now we just need to change our directionality. All right, I really think that is going to work well. We're rounding the home stretch, so we need to go up a little ways on this one. Let's turn on mirroring again. So I decided to go up and over. Because we're so close to the top of the map, I'm not convinced that we would necessarily be able to get across, or to be able to make that connection without raising the highway. This is going to be by far the most expensive stretch. This is the widest portion of the highway, or of the river rather. But there's not really another way to get across here short of doing this. Okay, something's getting a little wonky here. So unfortunately, minimizing this crossing is probably not going to happen. I suppose we could. Yeah, there's not. Short of taking the highway around here, which I suppose we could do. There's just not very many good options right here. I'm thinking about that. It might make the most sense to do that if we want to minimize our bridge crossings, but the 2 crossings is probably about the same as the 1, so maybe we just have to splurge in this one area. Wow, that's a long bridge. I do not like the length of this bridge. I'm going to just say that right now. We might need to take a look at this again in the future, because I'm not convinced that this is the best approach. It is an approach, but I don't love it. I really do not love that. Okay. Now hopefully you guys can see the vision that I had right here for what this would look like. Alright, now it's just a little bit of cleanup work. Alright, good there. Switching sides for the cleanup work. More bridging. Lots of bridging. Let's fix that. Okay, it's a little ugly. Do a little bit of work on it, but I'm sure that this isn't what you're really here for, to watch me level roads. Or maybe you are. Let me know. So this might be something I need to fix in the future. Something odd is going on with this bridge. For some reason, you know what? The bridge is facing the wrong direction anyway. So I might just try to repair this right now. If you looked, some of the decoration on the bridge was missing. And I don't want that to be the case. So I'm just going to fix that right now. Yeah, that's much better. Now, I put this here to do a couple of things. We have this arterial over here, and I thought that this would be an opportunity to get that across as well. So I'm going to try to line this up. As best I can. And then we will make a bridge crossing here as well. Okay, and we need to make our connections. Connections made. We'll need to play with the lanes at some other point. Right now, I just want to make sure that all of the roads are going in the right direction, and I think that they are. Oh, this is the time. Let's get this thing moving and see how it works. Oh, this is not the time. We are missing really key connections in some pretty important places. And we have duplicate road segments all over the place right here. Okay, now I think we're ready to rock and roll. Let's make sure that there's no oddities over here. Traffic seems to be flowing through just fine. So maybe in the next episode, when we start to sprawl a little bit, I will also work on working on lane mathematics on some of these because they're not right, but they'll work. So let's look at some other areas. All right. Let me just focus on this hearse and see where it's going. Let's see. Interesting. And it's going the short route. Okay. And I want to stop following this. So let's look at our traffic flow. We're at 82%. I don't expect that these are going to be overrun with vehicles for a while. Let's make sure that we don't have any odd stuff over here. And then I kind of just want to look and see what's happening with our traffic routes. Not much. We've got one vehicle, it looks, and it is making one heck of a trip to get in here. Couple. So it's getting some use. I think this will pick up over time. You can see some things happening. And my guess is over here, not a lot for the time being. But as we start to develop, these roads are going to be what makes it possible to expand to some of these outer areas of the community, maybe make a second city, and have some areas that operate independent of the others. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. If you like this, please consider hitting the like button on this video, subscribing to my channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to know whenever I make new videos. Also, let me know down in the comments, do you want me to create a second city? I can do that now that I've opened up some of these lands. I will probably do some of the lane mathematics offline, fix some of this stuff because there are some issues. This is probably the only interchange that is close to right. The rest of them need some work. But we're seeing a little bit of use, and I think that'll pick up over time, especially as we develop. So thank you so much again. I will see if we can get some nice cinematics. See if we can get some nice cinematics of some of the areas that we just improved. And we can get empty roads. Well, thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.